invitation from the Queen herself. Timey, do you read me?
Here, Commander. Oh, I must have nodded off there for a second.
I'm headed to Divinity's Reach to meet the Queen, but... have you heard from Bram?
No, sorry. Rox got word through, though. Apparently she talked some sense into him. He formed an exploratory committee, let's say. They're making their way up to Jormag as we speak, to see what kind of damage they can do before mobilizing a larger force. I'm worried about him, Commander. He's calling this group Destiny's Edge.
I don't suppose Ridlock or Kaith had any say in that.
No. I don't want to lose him to Jormag. And if we're right about its weakness, he won't stand a chance.
How are we doing on that front?
I have an idea. A great idea. Well, brilliant, really. But I need to complete the experiment with the samples, then reach out to some contacts to see if I can get what I need for the aforementioned brilliant idea. I'll keep you posted. Anyway, say hi to the Queen for me.
Do you know her?
I feel like I do after all the gossip rags I read. Do you know she doesn't wear shoes? Try not to stare at her feet now that I told you that.
You're a huge help as always. Get some rest.
Bye!
There you are. The illustrious leader of Dragon's Watch. Welcome.
I appreciate the sentiment, Your Majesty, but I feel like I haven't been much of a leader lately. I don't know how you do it. You have a whole kingdom to worry about, while I can't even manage to keep a handful of people driving toward one purpose.
It's a trying task, but to be honest, sometimes I envy what must be the simplicity of your life. This place is all politics and subtext. Do a thing one person likes and 3 hate you for it. It can get very complicated. You just relentlessly smash things until they're no longer at odds with you. I wish it were like that around here sometimes.
Well, what can I smash for you today?
I believe a White Mantle attack is imminent, and must take certain actions here in Divinity's Reach to ensure its safety.
The fact that you're not really describing these actions makes me think they might be a little unorthodox.
What do you think of this garden, Commander?
It's lovely.
Isn't it? And to preserve such a marvel requires constant maintenance. Sometimes weeds creep in, and sometimes you must eradicate them, lest your garden become unkempt.
I see.
I've called the ministers here under the auspices of a reassuring gathering, but I really need to deliver what some will consider shocking news. Your presence here will go a long way to ease minds, so please, mingle. And also, keep an eye out. Any evidence of White Mantle meddlings you find would only support my actions.
I'll do some digging. And, Your Majesty, you missed a weed here.
That looks like one, but it's actually the Crichton spiderwort. It'll bloom soon, and its petals give you the most luscious dyes. It's my favorite flower. It hides its true potential from most, and then blossoms into something great. Happy hunting, Commander.
That didn't sound good.
Stupid piece of junk. This is unbelievable. Oh, bother, not again.
What happened? The White Mantle?
Calm down, calm down. 3rd time this week this old guy's gone down. I have to manually enter manifest data when he's offline. Would you mind getting him up and running while I keep the gate's records?
Sure.
What a sport. And do be quick about it. My hand cramps easily.
This is an odd method of repair.
He can be a bit finicky, but the fix-it interface, or fixterface, I've created should make it clear what he needs in order to be fixed. Do you think that'll catch on? I was also toying with combining display and repair into disrepair. Oh, my. Never said that aloud. Fixed? Thanks. When you retire from dragon slaying, you should think about opening your own golem repair shop. No one came in or out, so I didn't end up needing to man the gate logs. Plus, I needed the break.
Glad I could do your job for you. By the way, I found this part but didn't know where it went. Looks a little like...
I've never seen that before. I don't know what it is, but it's not part of this golem.
Huh. Hey, Timey?
Hold on! Okay, I'm here. What's up?
Is the communication device you gave me one of a kind?
Probably. Probably not. I mean, mine is by far the best and most advanced, but there are others out there. Wait, why do you ask?
I found a device that looks a lot like the communicator. If it was planted here by the White Mantle, they could be listening in. I'm guessing it isn't the only one.
Oh, if you want, I can use your communicator to send out a high-frequency ping that'll help you find any others in your area.
Let's do that. I'll get what I can and show the Queen.
Oh, be sure to let her know I helped.
Security system? Seems like enough to back up whatever the Queen's about to do. I should give these to her.
Commander, I was just trying to reassure the Whis here. It's a stressful time for them. Well, not just them, for everyone.
The Queen is politely dancing around the fact that our daughter is on the wrong side of this.
Have you heard from her? At all?
We haven't heard from Valette. That doesn't mean we won't. She's a good girl, Commander. Just a little lost. She'll find her way home. We only want to hear her play the violin again.
We all do, Minister.
May we speak a moment, Your Majesty?
Of course.
Pardon us.
I found these listening devices around the courtyard. They could be White Mantle.
Thank you, Commander. I needed evidence like this to support my stance. It appears this is an opportune time, then. Allow me to excuse myself. I have a speech to give. Ministers and members of the royal court. For years, we've had a fester inside the kingdom. A creeping undertow that sucked some of our friends and family into its darkness. Now, with Confessor Codicus at the White Mantle's helm, this seething conflict will soon come to a head, as we are poised to be smashed between two rising elder dragons. We cannot stand for a threat from within. For this reason, I'm hereby suspending the ministry until the danger has passed. Some of you will understand it's for your safety. Others will understand that I have trapped them here, far from the White Mantle's network.
You cannot! I won't be treated like a common Doliac, herded into a pen and kept as livestock. I am no criminal. You claim this will keep us safe. From what? Who will keep us safe from you, I say?
Good Minister, this measure is temporary, I assure you. Only until the kingdom is safe from attack and the traitors in our midst have revealed themselves. The commander has already verified...
There is no attack. This is an autocrat's ploy. Fellow ministers, this is a moment in life, a rare moment where you will look back one day and say, I made a stand, or I did nothing. Do you silently let the Queen capture your voice, and the voice of the people? Or do you make enough noise that the six gods themselves hear us say nay? When my grandfather...
Your Majesty, we have to get you to safety.
We need to secure the ministers. The loyal ones, at least.
I'll try to take care of them, but you're my priority.
We've prepared for many contingencies. There are some defenses ready to set up right outside the chamber. Quickly! Cover me while I set up this defensive barrier. A mesmer portal. More White Mantle is coming.
Such might! Another mesmer!
Smash away, Commander. One barrier left.
For good. Then to the throne room. We can easily defend it.
The last one is just outside there.
Jenna. That's enough. Fellow ministers, join me and help the White Mantle rid Kryta of this illegitimate ruler. Or stand by her side and be judged by my fire.
Estelle, what a surprise. Who could have seen this coming? You? Maybe you. Did you? And you, my friend? Were you surprised?
Get back here, you! I hate to break it to you, but I won't run as easily. I was honored when Codicus tapped me for the job of regicide. And I will see it to its bloody end.
Not on my watch, Estelle.
Logan!
Captain Thackeray, beyond brave as always, but I need you leading the defense of the city. I'll handle this bloated tick.
Handle me? You can't move. This hamstrung doormat is your only hope. And I'm about to kill him, just to put him out of his lovesick misery.
Estelle!
What? The whole ministry knew it.
You'll regret that slight. That's the last of them, then. For now.
That was an impressive show, Your Majesty.
It was. How would you like smashing things to solve your problems?
I never want to take up arms against one of my subjects, but I think I might be quite suited for your lifestyle.
I'll save you a spot in Dragon's Watch if you ever decide to step down.
Very kind. Now, what's the situation outside the city?
The White Mantle Army is making a push from the lake, but we don't know the full extent of their numbers. I'm headed down to set up a command tent at Doric's Landing.
It's good to see you on your feet again. I'll meet you there.
Great. We could use the help. Talk to Lieutenant Fours in the Plaza of Lissa. I'll make sure you're granted access to the battlefield.
Logan, please don't slow your recovery by doing something like getting yourself killed. Commander, thank you. And watch out for the weeds.
Welcome to Lake Doric, Commander. What's left of it. The locks alone will take years to rebuild. But that worry can wait. Right now, our focus is repelling the siege and saving as many lives as we can.
And once that's through, we crush Codicus into a fine paste.
I don't believe we've been introduced.
Turns out the Char hate Codicus just as much as we do. This is Legionnaire Nelia Steelpaw. She's volunteered her troops to help us.
The White Mantle can't be allowed to ruin everything our races have built together. This is our fight, too.
Back to the matter at hand. There are a few key areas around Lake Doric we need eyes on. Spies have infiltrated our ranks, but I trust you beyond any doubt. So the task is yours.
You can count on me.
Word from the Seraph suggests incursions throughout Lake Doric. But for the moment, our intelligence is spotty at best. Come take a look at the map, and I'll tell you what we know. We received reports of survivors in the forest up north, Sadra's Haven to the east, and New Loamhurst to the southeast. We have troops at the Lakeside Bazaar looking after our supply lines, but I'd like you to check in on the lines as well. We can't allow any further devastation of this region. If you see anything else of interest, please include it in your report. Before you begin your reconnaissance, there's a Shining Blade agent south of here who wants a word with you. His name's Calden. He says he has something that'll help us win this war.
Ah, Commander. Captain Thackeray said he'd be sending you my way. I'm Exemplar Calden. As you're aware, the Shining Blade has been fighting the Mersat for a long, long time. Studying them too. And we've recently made a breakthrough that might help us turn the tables on the White Mantle.
We can use all the help we can get. Go on.
Being that this isn't your first run-in with Jade constructs, I'm sure you're familiar with Spectral Agony?
Yes, I've had the pleasure of having my insides torn apart by that particular magic.
The Mersat's ability to phase between our world and the Mists allows them to tap into magics unobtainable in the mortal realm. Spectral Agony is the pinnacle of this ability, and we think we found a way to harness a form of it for our own use.
You've reproduced the powers of the Mersat?
Yes. Well, in a sense. With some limitations. You see, unlike a Mersat or their constructs, you can't phase between our world and the Mists at will. But while close to death, you've already got one foot in the Mists. At death's door, as they say. Using remnants of Jade constructs, I fashioned a signet that allows you to cast Spectral Agony when you're near death.
I try to make it a habit to avoid those almost dead moments, but this does sound intriguing.
But I'll warn you, the longer you tap into this power, the more it will pull you into the next world. Use it wisely, once you've had a chance to familiarize yourself with the signet. Come see me if you'd like an advanced demonstration.
Such a small fishing village. I hope the families are able to recover from this.
Wait, where are you going? Can't just... Oh, damn it.
It's the Commander. Come to complicate my day even further, have you?
Logan asked me to check in on the Seraph's operations here. What's going on? I heard a commotion earlier.
Oh, that? That was nothing. Just a little raw, seething frustration I needed to let loose. I'll be fine. I've been tapped as the civilian envoy for the Seraph supply line operations here. Keeping pace with them is challenging. But someone's got to build the crown for all these resources once the war's over. Every last item will be accounted for.
Very patriotic of you. Looks like things are running smoothly around here, though.
The Seraph is a well-oiled machine when push comes to shove. They didn't waste a moment once the attack was sprung. The Bazaar is probably the most secure location in Lake Doric. I doubt the White Mantle will have much luck seizing it. That's not to say there isn't lots of work to be done if you want to chip in. As you may have noticed, I only have 2 hands.
Maybe later. I'm on orders from Thackeray to recon the rest of Lake Doric before we plan our next move.
Very well. Tell the captain that his supply lines are well looked after. And watch your back out there, Commander.
Sadra's Haven seems to be holding itself together. We'll have to make sure this stays out of White Mantle control. Attacking a lone house all the way up here? What could the White Mantle be after?
Commander, are you reading me?
Go ahead, Tiny.
Get ready for the dragon battle to end all dragon battles! A steaming wing fist to icy face jaw fight to the death! It's Jormag versus Primordus!
Am I to infer...
The experiment was a success, and I'm having the heart of Omad's machine delivered to Rada Novus. With it, I should be able to see the eternal alchemy and manipulate the dragon's energies to pit them against one another. Spencer's research is continuing to pay dividends.
I haven't had the best track record guiding members of this guild, so I'll say this is a word of caution. Scarlet.
Okay, A, I'm not a dragon minion, and B, the lives we'll save are worth the risk, and I think you might agree with that.
I do, just be careful.
What could go wrong? You know what? It feels like I shouldn't say that. I bet a ton of stuff can go wrong. Bye!
You're back and in one piece. I assume you have a report for us.
Indeed. The Seraph have the Bazaar well secured, but the Mantle's making gains elsewhere in the region. Sadra's Haven is definitely a target. We should send some support that way.
I'll try to get a detachment out there as soon as possible. What else?
The White Mantle have taken an interest in New Loamhurst, as well as a heavily fortified house in the forest north of here.
If it's of interest to the enemy, it's of interest to us. I appreciate your efforts, Commander. Thanks to you, we're a little less blind in this battle. While you were scouting, we heard that the White Mantle have taken Fort Evennia, bolstering their eastern flank's defenses. Worse yet, there's some sort of magical storm forming over the fort. We can't risk a frontal assault. There's supposed to be a Shining Blade agent stationed in that area. One well-versed in the art of sabotage. I think the two of you could do a lot of damage together. Go track down the agent. See if you can do something about the White Mantle who occupy that fort.
Damn jade constructs. They hit like a stampeding centaur.
Careful now. What happened to you?
I was undercover inside Fort Evennia when those filthy cultists took it during the surprise attack. They caught me inside trying to free Seraph prisoners. Took a hit from one of those jade bows while I was trying to escape. Then this storm appeared. Might be from the bloodstone shards they're storing in there.
Logan sent me to help deal with the White Mantle in the fort. What can I do?
You can help me finish my mission. There's still a number of Seraph prisoners inside that need assistance. There's also plenty of opportunities for intel gathering and good old-fashioned sabotage. If you can avoid detection.
I'm something of an illusionist myself. Avoiding detection should be no problem.
Not to doubt your ability, but I think we need something stronger. I can cloak you in a powerful veil that will give you the appearance of a White Mantle soldier. But there are some limits. The guys won't hold up to close scrutiny. So don't take any drastic action if any Mantle are watching. Be careful inside. Especially around those jade constructs.
I will. Stay safe and out of sight. I'll return soon. The Seraph made it out, and the White Mantle are going to have a lot of cleanup.
Good work. Those soldiers' families will be relieved to see them alive. Get back to Captain Thackeray and report the good news. I'll stay and coordinate future raids.
The scouts tell me the White Mantle leaders in Fort Evennia are in a scramble. I'm guessing we have you to thank for that.
I rescued some Seraph soldiers while I was inside. They may have overheard some intel while they were under guard.
We'll debrief them immediately. Good work, Commander. We're winning this war. We're almost ready to turn our attention to Cauticus. But before we act, we need to strengthen our hold on the region.
I like the sound of that. How can I help?
I need you on the front line supporting the Seraph's efforts. Do whatever you can to ensure our victory.
Understood. I'll do my part.
Return to me when the tide is turned. And take care of yourself out there.
Will do. See you soon, Logan. I've done what I can. The White Mantle threat isn't completely contained, but we should be ready to make our move on Cauticus.
Perfect time. Jenna, that is, Her Majesty, has requested our presence in the throne room. We couldn't have held off the mantle without you. I'm sure the Queen wants to thank you personally for your efforts. Go ahead and make your way up to the palace. I'll meet you there.
Captain Thackeray, how are we doing?
The tide has turned, Your Majesty. It's only a mop-up operation now. Thanks in no small part to the commander here. If I could have been out there more.
You served your kingdom well, Logan. That's that.
Your Majesty.
What of the head of the snake?
Running home to die in his den, the slippery serpent. I'd say we should just torch the place and rid ourselves of him. But there are still innocents at the manor. Canuck and a detachment of Shining Blade are there. They're waiting to, well... Canuck wants out of his obligation to me, and I won't stand for Cauticus seeing another sunrise.
I should go then, to ensure justice is served, and just in case.
I agree. And I have someone who could be of great help to that end, Commander.
I can lead you in. I know a way. Some tunnels behind the manor.
The daughter of the villain? I see a few issues with that.
Anise.
But any help is welcome.
He also might be going home to unleash his contingency plan. He's desperate. And trust me, when Cauticus is desperate, he's dangerous.
Well, if anyone would know about that. Logan, take the Seraph and make sure no one slips out the front. We'll remove the disease surgically, following Lady Beetlestone's intimate knowledge of her dear father's secret paths.
We?
Yes, child. I'll see you there and be right by your side, as the commander said, to ensure justice is served and just in case.
Anish, you should stay in Divinity's reach. Demi is a friend. A capable friend, not in need of supervision.
Oh, of course. Whatever the thrones will. Get to it then, everyone. You have a snake to behead.
Logan, a moment before we shove off.
Sure.
Gridlock and I started a new guild. With you up and about again, I was wondering if you'd like to return to the fold, but in Dragon's Watch.
Interesting proposition, Commander, but I think I have other plans. General Soulkeeper came to see me the other day and offered me the position of Pact Marshal. I didn't, well, at first I didn't think it was for me, but my injuries and today, well, my eyes were open to, my role here. Her Majesty has always been the kind of person to do things her own way. It's time I started doing the same.
It's a great honor, and you deserve it. Have you told her yet? I imagine she'll be disappointed.
I think she'll be just fine. Have a safe mission. See you on the other side.
Here we are. There are some hidden tunnels that'll bring us up into the manor.
Yeah, I've actually been this way before. Are you okay?
I thought it might come to this one day, but being here again... Anyway. Up the stairs, to the left. We'll either run into Cauticus coming out this way if he's fleeing, or find him in his library if he's making a stand. Hold up. These certainly weren't installed the last time I was here. Cauticus must have upgraded his security. If the information from the Dermond Priory is to be believed, I suggest silently getting by, or picking them off one by one. But maybe the Vigil way is best, just run in sword swinging.
I'll let that slide, Agent. They do all have their merits.
Over here.
Countess! What are you doing here?
You know, I gave it some thought and decided that Canuck had let Cauticus slip through his fingers before. I couldn't leave it to chance this time.
We should catch up with Canuck and make sure that doesn't happen then. What's his position?
She doesn't know. The Shining Blade lost contact with Canuck and his men hours ago.
Anise, is this true? Why didn't you tell me?
Subterfuge, Commander. I enjoy that Sylvari snark, but our mission is Cauticus. We can waste time arguing, or we can go assess the situation.
If Canuck is harmed, I'm holding you responsible.
This mission is bigger than one soldier. Lead the way, Lady Beetlestone. Quite a few of the dogs in here. Did you have a plan, milady? Good plan.
Tybalt once told me, use the terrain to your advantage, especially when the terrain goes boom.
Pillow! Ha! Extra
Who knows what horrors he's amassed since I left.
refreshing.
Where to now?
Guessing follow the bodies.
Shining blade. Tortured.
Commander, I'm sorry I didn't mention Canuck and his men earlier. I have a million things swirling in my head.
You're on a mission to eliminate your own father. I think it can be forgiven.
It's that, but also, if we come across Valette, please let me try to talk to her. She's my friend. And family. Maybe I can talk some sense into her.
How hopeful the young are. She's beyond your reach, child. She's a traitor and a criminal. She'll get no respite here.
You'll have to go through me.
Bring in the last
You hear
one.
that?
This man has confessed. He's no longer the need of his tongue.
Here, I can pick the lock.
All must confess. Be freed of the burden of your secrets before we free you of
Let's
your
do this.
life.
But I'll show myself out.
Hello, Commander. If you'd be so kind as to help me kill the rest of these creatures.
Excellent. More have come to confess. Let's save their dying spirits.
That all of them? Looks clear.
Good to see you, Commander. Hopefully we can finally finish this and I can be out from under that horrible woman's thumb. Oh, hi, Anise. I didn't see you standing completely within my line of sight.
To think I almost missed you.
Have you seen my father? Codicus.
Brutish man with aggressively unsettling facial hair? Yes. He seemed upset that he wasn't on the Crichton throne. To the extent that he was... Is he really your father? I'm so sorry.
What was he doing?
Well, he was consuming bloodstone his lackeys gathered from the explosion. He might be unrecognizable to you, my dear.
I stopped recognizing him as my father long ago. We should move before he turns his scorn towards civilians. He'd rather see Kryta burn than not rule it. By the six, who blew this hole in the barn door?
I'm afraid that was me. Thought that he fixed that by now.
Workers from Codicus's carnival. Some of them were soldiers who fought with him in Ascalon's war with the Char. I'd overhear them in the tunnels before I left. They're separatists, trying to devise a way to get back the homeland.
You handle these sideshow rejects. I'll let Logan know it's time to start his push.
He hasn't eaten for days. First seraph to cross us will be devoured. Don't give me that look. You don't become co-head animal handler for a circus by being a nice guy. What's that, boy? You smell some rotten collaborators. Show yourself if you dare!
Logan's moving. How are we doing?
Thwarted by another locked door. Maybe you'll lend me your foot key again, Commander.
Sure. Or we could try something that won't alert the whole manor we're here.
But the foot key is so satisfying.
Codicus, you have to stop! It's over!
Who's this? An imposter of my lost daughter? Imposters all around me. You look like to me, but you can't be. She's dead. She died the day she betrayed me, just like her backstabbing mother, who I had stabbed in the back.
Father! Murderer!
Commander, stun him under the chandelier. See if he might enlighten the fine minister.
Please! You have to see it's pointless now. It's done!
She'd never forsake Daddy.
Anyone else utterly disturbed by that?
But I can fix it. We'll try again. You and your mother. I'll see you both in the mist.
No!
We'll be a family again.
Dimmy! Stop him!
He skipped. This thing is solid.
It was. He told me Kryder would be... sorry. I'm sorry to be...
Don't let him poison any more lives.
Step away from her, traitor. You made this mess. And Codicus is gone.
Countess, what are you...
To me. I never meant... I can get you to him. I'll get you to that monster so you can put him down. So we can put him down.
So you can betray us while we fight? What do I look like?
I just want to balance this ledger. Then I'll gladly accept whatever fate you see fit.
Anise, you said Codicus was our target.
So be it. Logan, you'll stay with her?
Of course. The Seraph are securing the rest of the manor. I'll see if I can get a medic in here.
He's in a subchamber under us. He has stores of bloodstone down there. We have to be careful.
Are you kidding me? Ego on this man.
This is his inner sanctum. Every time he came back from here, he was slightly more unbalanced.
How do you think the conversation with the sculptor went when he ordered these? I need at least 6 reliefs of my face. No, bigger. Like 8 feet tall. Something that really captures my essence. A catastrophically misguided swagger-sodden plague sore.
You throw away the outside and cook the inside. Then you eat the outside and throw away the inside. What did you eat? I'm half as smart and twice as strong. I've got a kick you won't forget.
You did this to me. You ruined everything!
So he's slightly larger and more unhinged than our last encounter.
Gods! A mask of his own face!
My pleasure. Given due process by the Crichton throne, you are hereby sentenced to... Oh, forget it. Let's just kill him.
You're coming with me!
His shield is too strong. Face us, you overgrown masked coward. Use the shards. Too much bloodstone. We're overwhelmed.
Give the magic-infused psychopath more magic?
Trust me, I've heard some things. The overload doesn't end well for this.
You too, Mallet! Today's treachery!
You shot her! Your own daughter!
She left me! Your mother saw to that! That's why I took you! Now everyone has to pay!
We have to get out of this twisted place.
Here! How is she?
She's been asking for you, Valette.
Anise, while they have their moment, to the matter of my billet.
Not wasting any time, eh?
Not when it should be my own.
You served me faithfully. And given the bearded reptile buried somewhere beneath me, you have held up your end of the bargain. Consider yourself a free Sylvari.
How's it feel?
It feels good.
To me!
Oh, he's here. Master Tybalt. You found me.
Medic, take her back to her godparents in Divinity's Reach. They'll want to make arrangements.
Thank you for breaking the silence, Captain. Now, I hope you're ready to follow her into the Miss Valette.
Yes.
Countess. Valette helped when she didn't have to. And I'm not sure this is what Demi would have wanted.
She should stand trial. Past deeds. You should be given a chance to make up for them.
There's been too much death today. And I've recently had an opening on my payroll. She'll stay with me and serve her sentence as my ward.
Thank you for your mercy.
Hold that thought until you've served her for a while. You'll be begging for a cell in under a week.
Well, as a first step down this road, let me tell you, you should check Codicus's chambers. I think you might find more than a few things interesting there.
Go. Logan and I will take her to Divinity's Reach. Maybe one day she'll make up for her misdeeds and become better.
Like the Crichton spider wart.
Commander, I'm impressed. You know your flora. That's the Queen's favorite flower, you know.
I'm aware.
I was going to leave, but I'm dying to see his room after the splendor that was his private dungeon. Oh, Minister Beetlestone, you did not disappoint. Why on Tyria do you think he has a painting of Captain Thackeray in here?
That's maybe because if he thought... You know what? We should probably never tell Logan about this.
Agreed. That man's been through enough. And this would probably scar him worse than being stuffed in a blighting pod.
According to this note, it's one of Lazarus's aspects.
A what?
Without it, they could have never resurrected Lazarus. The real Lazarus. Codicus wasn't kidding when he called him a false god when he showed up.
If he's an imposter, it would explain why we were able to see him. But who would pose as Lazarus?
Someone who wanted access to an unstable bloodstone. And an instant army to unquestioningly do their bidding.
Deceptive, tactical, and powerful. Not the greatest combination.
I'll send this to Exemplar Calden with the Shining Blade to authenticate it. Make sure it's not just more propaganda. And then, Marjorie. We should get her out of there.
I'll send word to her on my way to... well, wherever I go, I suppose.
So, no Dragon's Watch in your future?
Regretfully. I've been under someone's yoke for too long. It's high time I walk as my own Sylvari for a while.
Well, being in the guild doesn't mean... But I understand. Thanks for everything, Canuck. You've been a good friend.
Oh, don't start weeping about it. I'm sure our paths will cross again.